Hello, I'm just trying to mess with my docs a little bit. I'm gonna just switch to face cam. Hello, good evening. I can say good evening at this point. It's 4 p.m. It's 4 o'clock and it's gonna get dark in like an half an hour. Woohoo! Let's go. Um, um, sorry, just give me a second here. I'm just trying to I've been trying to add this doc and I don't know why it just hasn't like been able to just kind of stay where it is, but I've been trying to just add the doc that tells me when my ads are coming, but we're gonna just do it there. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Um, this felt weird today. This felt weird today. Mostly just because of just of how the week's kind of been going a little bit. Um, it's been going okay. It's just kind of also been just a little all over the place, and so I just kind of want to make sure that that is something that I'm, just good on, and just make sure that we're all good on. I have a lot of stuff that I'm trying to do, like, this week throughout everything, so I'm truly trying not to, like, do too much, but I'm also just trying to figure out, um, if, well, that's not what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm just trying to, do things by feeling, and, mostly just, try to get everything done that I can, before I go back to work on Tuesday. I don't know, it's really not that big of a deal, but yeah, I am here. You guys may know that there was supposed to be a Minecraft stream yesterday. It'll be later. I think probably tomorrow, because I don't think I'm going to want to just play Splatoon. I'm hoping that we can just pick it, that it's actually like tonight when it goes live, because they said on the 30th that you can start picking your team. But is that 30th UTC or is that 30th in your time zone? Because if it's 30th in the time zone, um, well, actually, still, it won't matter. I don't know. I think we can start picking tonight. I think we can start picking tonight, and then tomorrow, when we play, we should still be able to pick for Team Sweet, which is what everyone voted for on my pages. So thank you guys for that. I'm hoping that that's how it works. I never I like, it's funny because like I did that, like I like ran the poll, scheduled it in for the 30th, because I was just like, oh, you can pick your teams on the 30th. There you go. Um, and that's ended up not being what's happening. So if that ends up happening, we might have to like swap a stream. So maybe the 3 p.m. will actually be Minecraft. I'm gonna check tonight on my other account and just make sure that that's actually something that we can do, that we can pick the teams tonight. We're actually getting 2 votes for Sweet this time because I actually want Fry to win. And overall, I'm not really that big a fan of spicy food, even though like I can tolerate it. I feel like I can tolerate it pretty okay. It's just not as like, you know, something that I'm just like, if I see something and choosing like a bunch of flavors of something, I am not really the person to pick like a spicy food, unless it's like really that good, or if I haven't tried it yet or something like that. But yeah, nothing like that. Okay, I think we're ready. I think we're ready to continue our journey afoot, horseback, and everything else, for Zelda. For Breath of the Wild, as we get up to everything that we need to. Um, by the way, if game audio is too loud, then, please, tell me or let me know. It sounds like it's okay. It sounds like it's okay, but it's also, double audio, which we don't want. But if it's too loud or if I'm too quiet, I can see what I can do on my end. My mic is just very strange. I try to turn it down so that it's not peaking, but sometimes it's always just going to peak, and then always, I think I probably just need to get a different microphone, which is fine. It's fine. I mean, like, Blue Yetis are fine for, like, what the purposes are. Um, but maybe I'll have to do something about that later. Okay, so there are a couple of things I want to do Lakeside before we, um, completely head out of the area. Um, First of which seems like might be possible for us to get a few more hardy durians, which I absolutely want. Because like I said last time, and like I showed off last time, these Hardy Durian dishes are like going to be our crux and our lifesavers until we can complete as many shrines as possible to be able to get what we need to. So yeah, so you can see here that this has a lot of hearts. This is already gonna like restore me a lot of hearts. I have a lot of things that I can do with this. The hardy lizards, which are also still around, and I'm probably going to keep out a sensor for them so I can find them, are also useful. Mighty bananas are also somewhat useful to us, however, I believe we already, yeah. That's the other thing, I have to remember to take pictures of everything. The hardy bananas, oh, I just remembered last time we said we would get a picture of the squirrels. I do need to get a picture of the squirrels, that's right. But hardy durians are going to be our main source of food, because they are just so, they just give you so much, what's it called? They give you so much, they give you so, like, so much for the hardy stuff that, like, it's kind of worth it to just kind of hang around here and get them. That's pretty much the one reason that it's really useful to come here really early game. That vine doesn't seem like it should be able to grow through that rock, but, that's just me. Okay. Okay, so there are monsters up here, so I do need to kind of be aware of that. How many arrows I got? 50. Okay, 49. There we go. I'm also gonna get meat pretty early on. Prime meat is really useful at this point, too. There's another... Actually, our first Divine Beast, I think I'm probably, depending on how this session specifically goes, I think I am going to probably start Vametto, which is which is like the earliest Divine Beast that we can do. Probably relatively soon, because, you know, I didn't want to, like, rush through Breath of the Wild, especially because I'm choosing, like, a very slow method of... Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm doing the right way. Yeah, I am. Especially because I'm choosing such a slow method of, doing this, that I do want to make sure that we, at least start to get through the breath, like, the main quest of getting through everyone, or getting to everyone and making sure that all of that is good. But in the meantime, I think this is also a Hardy Durian that I have to place down, right? Did I place an apple? I placed an apple instead. No. I think it has to be a... But yeah, I do want to get through the main quest relatively soon, because I'm only really going to have such a limited amount of time to actually do so. I'm gonna try the apple again, just to make sure that this was... No. Okay, no, it wants a... No. Okay, I can spare one for the sake of Cora. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So, today's passage, or today's, goal, let's talk about today's goal here. So we're gonna, carry along this path here, and I keep carrying along up here. I think I'm probably going to go ahead and... I don't know if I'm gonna take out these guys. What do they got? Can't really see what they got. And they do have some... They do have a black bokoblin on there. Do I have to take a picture of that? No, you can see me. Alright, I probably won't. But... do you have a black bokoblin? I kind of debated whether or not we should go back to the other end. And do, like, that fishing village, the the fishing village, fishing village mission where you have to take out everybody who's like, sitting at the shore. I don't think I'm well equipped for that. Is my only thing, and actually there is a place that I want to go beforehand, so probably not. However, there is one thing that I have to do, and hopefully it doesn't involve me getting into... Okay, no. I think it's pointing me over there, and I don't think I really want that to happen. So I'm gonna head back to the stable here. See if I can snag a picture of these squirrels. I think it might be too late in the day for them to be out. Oh, nope. Okay. Maybe if I go towards the middle of the bridge, they'll be there. I think they spawn in at a weird spot. Like, I need to be, like, careful about where they spawn in. Hoping it's not too late in the day for them to be out. Hoping it's not a blood moon, too. No. Like, the birds and everything are just so finicky. And then this is also a Korok. I don't think we're going to be able to do this, though. Let's see. No. Too high. Too low. Nice. Actually got that done in, like, what, 8 arrows? That's not super bad. But I am going to go ahead and go to rest here until morning, and then hopefully these guys will show back up. If not, we'll come back and get them at another point if we get the chance. Oh, this is a rare opportunity. I think I had both of these, yeah, looks like it. Just a neat little photo opportunity, I guess. Never seen both of them on the tree at the same time. Now I'm going to snatch them. Thank you. Oh, right. You selfish. Right. Okay. Okay. I'll sit here until morning. There's a couple of places that we have to head back. But we do have to head back. Like, we do eventually have to head back to the location we came from, because it is important that we do so. At least relatively soon. Really hoping we see a squirrel or two. I mean, I don't think that this is the only place that they spawn, but it's a really, like, easy place to get them. There's so many birds, too, that I'm just like... There's a couple of places that, like, they're the only place that... Oh. Okay, Right, I forgot Faroche just kind of pops out of there in the morning. Just like pops out of that spot in the morning. Oh, oh gosh. That was scary. And as we've established, those do damage to you. They do damage to you. So it is something that we kind of have to keep in mind. Have you guys heard the theory that the dragons are actually supposed to be a really big part of the sequel? Or at least it's theorized. Because there is a sound at the end of the second trailer that essentially um, sounds like that instrument, that wind instrument, or is it a wind? Yeah. Well, it's not actually a wind instrument, is it? No, yeah, it is. No, it's not. I don't know. But it sounds like that instrument that plays during their song. Nope, we're going this way, bud. Alright, come on. Alright. Out we go. Anyway, there's going to be a couple of things that we haven't done because we didn't come this way coming. We actually went the south way. Like if I turn on the Hero's Path mode here, we actually went the south direction. We actually skipped all of this. So there's a couple of things that we have to do that we haven't yet on this path. But we will get to them. In fact, we went through a significant amount of it when we were going through this area before. But not all of it. Not all of it. There's a whole quest that we have yet to do. And it involves a shrine, so it is worth our while. Okay, looks like there's some people in trouble up here. I think I'm going to go ahead and hop off and try to deal with them here. Alright, where's the other one? Okay. We all okay? Great, thank you. I don't think there's any around here, though. As far as what I'm hearing. Alright. Sometimes you can get legs from them. Okay. We came across this bridge earlier because there was some hidden, they're not hidden so much as they were, just in the water. There were some chests that were in the water that we could get. They were useful. Alright. Sorry. Sometimes you can't really help but go around them. Like there's like a really big... Oh, hey, Cass is back. And we're going to talk to Cass actually, so I'm going to go ahead and stop down here. The forest dragon.
Oh.
A visitor so deep in the forest.
Oh.
Ah, we meet again. I trust you're keeping well? I know a song about this place. Would you like to hear the ancient verse passed down in this region? Let's hear it.
Oh.
Excellent. Without further ado, I can't actually sing this, so when a forest dragon slays its jaws, is it that way? And we're just turning this way. The shrine sleeps with noble cause, so that's our hint. When a forest dragon slays its jaws, the shrine sleeps with noble cause. Forest dragon? I've never seen a dragon in the forest about in these parts. Though I suppose the forest from the song could be the Demo Forest, north of here. There's definitely a secret lying in wait. It's just a matter of tracking it down. May the light illuminate your path. Okay. So we are going to stop here. There appears to be some hardy durians in the area, so of course I want to be around here. I think this is also another Korok puzzle, and we have to get all 3 of these, no. Have to get all 3 of these, there's a 3rd metal block here. We need to get all 3 of them together. Here. This is not part of the mission, it's just... Oh. Actually. So for the most part. But you have to get all 3 metal balls over here. But for whatever reason, it's very hard to do. But you know, we could also use Cryonis to our advantage here, I think. That's what we could do. Put that here. We could also use like a combination of multiple runes, I think. Because if we put that there, let's put this over here. Never mind. It's very hard to do. Okay, so maybe we should try. There you go. I think that's actually what you're supposed to do. Oh, we found him. Okay, break. Okay, so we are always going to have a ton of enemies around, because we're definitely going to have these guys up here, which appears to be multiple of. Actually, they might be worth fighting. Oh. Maybe worth fighting. They might be worth fighting. It's hard to say. In fact, you know what? You know what? Like, saving doesn't exist, right? Can't teleport, but I can save. Oh. Okay. You know what? No, I don't want to mess with that, though. That guy I don't want to mess with. because he can mess me up really badly. I don't want that. Oh, there's a space pepper here. Only take what you need. Because, like, the Wizrobes, the Wizrobes are, like, the ones I really just do not want to mess with, no matter what, because they are awful. Literally awful. Now, I do have a Dragonbone Boko Club, but I do want to kind of save that in case I do. There's a predicament that I get myself into that I'm probably better equipped for at a later point. Ooh. But I will take this. Thank you. But yeah, that's not it. Definitely not the area. So, the dragon that, that was being spoken about was actually, this dragon up here. Now, so we're gonna probably just follow this up. And the way that you're supposed to do it is, actually that area that we were just in, you are supposed to actually go up that way and follow the lake up that way, but just, I don't believe that there's a lot of fights down here that I don't think are necessary to take. So I don't take them because it's just not worth it, especially as early game as we are. At least for right now. I do think that it might be worth it for Hardy Durians, though, so maybe... Well, maybe not that worth it. Hang on. Hang on. Take a radish, though. Is it down there? No. Okay, well, I found a new objective anyway. Hmm? Oh! Yeah, it's not worth it. Alright. Of course, if that gets annoying or anything like that, please let me know. I will turn it off. But I only have it down here because they are very high value items, and that's just kind of like how I mostly want to focus my time getting it where I can. Also, this guy is, fake. So, yeah. Okay, it looks like it is getting nighttime. It's hard to say. Is it getting nighttime? It's about 4:40 p.m. Yeah, it's getting nighttime here. Is there another one up there? There is! Give me that. Thank you. 31. Okay, cool. You know, considering we had 30 or we had like 50 earlier, I don't think that's a bad thing. Alright, and I believe we are here with this. Yes. So, again, there's still a lot of fights down here that I just don't feel I'm equipped for. Also, the Hardy Durians are up here anyway, so it's probably not really worth it to go this way. Oh my gosh! Hello! Hey, everybody. Oh my god, Cat, thank you for the raid. Oh my gosh. Wait, okay. Hang on, I haven't been, like, raided in a while. Hang on. I think it's, yeah, so... Okay, yay! Alright, we did it. Alright. Oh, awesome! Okay, everyone who is, new and coming from Cat's team, hello, I am Viola, and I am Cat's IRL comes in, but I'm also, you know, I also stream kind of, and I also do a bunch of other things like cosplay, dance, a bunch of other things that I, you know, I'm just a general weeby kind of nerd, and I just really like Nintendo games for some reason. It's a whole childhood story. It's a long story, but yeah, if you like what I'm doing, then you know, do consider following. I always appreciate new people coming by, and yeah, yeah, our schedules never align, so yeah, it's for sure. Happy Cat, thank you for following. Actually, that makes 100. That actually makes 100. I did it. I accomplished my one goal that I wanted to accomplish this year was to get to 100 before the year is out. So thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, thank you, Kat, for bringing your people by here. I'm glad that I'm glad that our schedules ended up aligning. I did actually wanted to try to stream a little bit earlier this week since I do have the time to do so. So yeah, I think that's everything else. But yeah, 100 followers, yay! I'm so glad. Oh my gosh. Let's but yeah, we're playing Breath of the Wild now. I am just trying to finish it before Tears of the Kingdom comes out. And so the special thing about this run is that we are doing it completely without teleporting at all. So we're doing no fast travel, and I am trying to make sure that that is so. However, it is a very challenging thing because I do have to kind of pick my battles very carefully. Like if I get into a battle that I can't win, my choices are either save before I get into the battle, like, and I can't really run or like try to run away, but that can always, you know, not go perfectly for me. So that's also something that, you know, have to keep in mind. But yeah, it's a little tedious, but actually, you know, this is like my third playthrough of the game, so I have like some background knowledge of the game, so it's not like it's gonna be, you know, totally, you know, without knowledge. I don't think I would ever attempt to do this kind of run without like some knowledge of the game. I just feel like that would be a lot. just just well, like it would make it like really hard, but you know, I did want to at least try to challenge myself because like, you know, it's kind of just, it's not that like open world games get boring after a while, but like it's not like that at all. It's just that I feel that could be a little bit more, you know, I just wanted to do it a little differently. um I did complete a playthrough of it recently just because I never actually finished the DLC. Well, before. Now I have very much finished the DLC at this point, but that was a oh no, oh no, oh okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, but I wanted to keep it fresh, and I felt like at least kind of taking things a little bit at a time felt right, even though I kind of again don't really have like a ton of time to do this because I have to be finished by May, and I'm actually not even going to be able to stream much in February at all, so I'm gonna probably miss about a month of this. Is that kind of looks like that? Um, oh no, he's facing the other way. Okay, here we go. Cool. Yahaha. That was a. I don't know why I did that one particularly. I just kind of felt like it was the one I wanted to do. But so we skipped all of these battles because I'm pretty sure um, that these guys over here, these Lizalfos, um, all have like charged arrows. Like I'm pretty sure they all have like either like fire arrows or ice arrows or just special arrows, and I don't want to mess with that. I don't. Not this early in the game. So we can just bypass them by just going over here. Again, picking our battles super duper carefully. There's also a black moblin, which is like also like one of the higher tier moblins that I can fight right now. So yeah, definitely something of note. Um, I believe all I have to do is pray at this statue. And You have done well to find the spring. Offer ferocious scale. Sorry. Offer ferocious scale received from the golden spirit to the spring of courage. Yeah. I, Goddess Hylia. Goddess Hylia will guide you. Wow. Wonderful. It's alright. This is why I don't really read dialogue. But I'm trying. I'm trying. So, funny little thing, right? So you can see, offer ferocious scale received from the golden spring to the spring's courage. What's a ferocious scale? Well, funny you should mention that, because, we got 2 of those. So, earlier, in the playthrough, I think, first when we came down the bridge, and second when we came down the bridge to get down to this area, and then also, when we crossed the other bridge to get over to Lurelin, we got another ferocious scale. And so, we can offer one of those. And the path opens up for us. It's another shrine. I knew that. But, the good thing about that is that gives us a free, I think this gives us another chance to get here. But also, now, while we can't quite do it the way that we would in a normal run when we're not trying to do, or just trying to do, like, normal, what's it called? It's like, just try to, do like a normal run where we would just be able to teleport everywhere. Now we can kind of start to farm Farosh for scales and, its horns and its talons and everything like that. They are worth a lot of money. They're worth a lot of money. So usually when you see the dragons, you want to shoot them because, like, they can give you a lot of cash. If you're, like, missing an armor piece or something like that, then it's kind of worth your while to at least, you know, just maybe just give them a little tap with your bow. Alright. So, we've already proven our worth. And now we essentially get a free, spirit orb. We can also open this up, though. Get a thunder spear. That's... No, we're taking that. We're taking that because that is really useful. I don't need a leaf. I never need a leaf. I don't know why I carry around the leaf. I guess it's just kind of one of those utility weapons that I usually carry around, but Thunder Spear is way more needed. Way more needed. You have done well. Yeah. They say the same things every time, pretty much. So upon you, the spirit orb. So here's another thing, right? It's a thing I remembered. I don't think we're going to be able to complete the compendium this time. And I'll tell you why. It's because if we go ahead and we go fight a, Valmetto, a lot of the early Lynel weapons get locked out of use for us, so we actually have to beat a Lynel, and I don't have the resources to do that at this point. So, completing the compendium is probably going to be out the window, I think. I don't think that that's probably going to be something that we're going to be able to do. It might be another future run, maybe. I don't know. Depends on what we feel. Okay. So now we're done with that. How many of those do we have again? 3. Okay, so we can find another shrine, and we can probably get one of those. In fact, I know where there's 2. And we're headed there relatively soon. Okay, right now we're gonna forage for these hardy dragons because, definitely going to need them. Again, like, I do want to just reiterate once more, now that we have some new people in here, hardy durians are, like, one of the best foods in the game. So you can see right now I have 35 of them. I had, like, 55 at one point. They give you these hardy simmered fruits, which give you full recovery and 20 extra hearts. So they are the most useful food in the game. that you can cook. And so if you just like cook a whole bunch of those, pretty much for the rest of the game, you don't really need to worry about health for a while. Until you run out of durians, of course. But for me, right now, this is kind of like priority number one, which is why I have the the sensor going for them right now. Sometimes I don't really worry about it too much. Like if it's in an area which is like pretty dangerous to come across, then I will usually just kind of do without them because they are just so just because I'm not as equipped for them as I would be this early on. But anytime I can get one of those, I will. Trust me, I will. Alright, it is raining. Appears to be raining. I think it's getting to be pretty late at night too in game. Because what were we discussing before? It was like 4 o'clock. Now it's about 1:10. Yeah. 1:10 a.m. Wow. Time passes so quickly in this game. Just like the day-night cycle is so quick. Okay. Have any more? Is there another one up there? I think it's just reading the old one. Okay. We can just walk away then. Oh. No, I found a new objective. So where is said new objective is the question. Ah. Okay. Maybe we'll be okay, maybe we won't. So there's an enemy on the other side of this hill. Well, they are, but they probably don't see me. Not another one up there. Yeah, okay, there isn't any more. Okay. Because it's saying... Uh-oh. Back across, and it's raining. I don't think that's a smart way to go. Oh gosh. Oh. It's just you guys. Just you. No. Goodbye. The thing I might need to worry about, there could be more enemies walking around this way. That is probably something that I do need to worry about. Oh. Okay. Take that. So there's these trees over here. They do have durians on them. There's also a hardy truffle over here. I mean, those girls over there were looking for hardy truffles, but I would not recommend they come here. I would not at all recommend that they come here. Just considering how much danger is just below, I would not recommend they come here at all. Alright, what are we looking for? 43. Or what are we looking at? 43. Essentially coming down the other way, so this, you know, all works out for us in the long run. Oh, more of them together. Alright. I have a lot of those beetles now, that's good. Alright, and then there's more hardy durians down there as well, which is great. Right. Now, again, like, I don't know all of the locations of them. I do know that you know, this is a really big patch of those trees up here. But then there's also another big grouping of them in another area of the map, but it's a place that we wouldn't get to for quite some time, so I mean, not forever, but definitely like some time that it would, you know, we're not going to probably see for a bit here. There's another one. I do remember coming here before. But there's another one right there. And now fruits do grow back over time, but the next time we come here, it's pretty much going to be a very short trip to probably get just a few things done, if anything at all. I do want to try to do the DLC for this, because we do have it and we can do certain things with it, but we do have to complete the main quest first. And then once we complete the main quest, then that'll open up to us, but we do have to kind of be careful about that. Okay, are we... Where are we? Alright, and if I remember correctly... I have to be careful here. Where am I? Okay, I am facing north, I want to face south. I'm gonna keep following down this way, but I'm also very worried if I do that, I'm gonna run into this camp here. What I don't want to run into... Now, you know what? Honestly, if I have to fight the camp, then that's fine. What I don't want to fight is that electric Rose-Robe. That's the one thing I don't want to fight. Because that electric Rose-Robe will mess me up. It will mess me up. Okay, but I am gonna maneuver around this way. This rock is the only one of its time that's... Oh, okay, no, it's not. Okay. Let's see where we are. Okay. Okay, I'm still facing north, so I do need to face south. And you can see that we've completed that shrine over there. I think I'm going to use that as my guide. I wonder what's in this lake down here. Maybe I can just kind of ride it down to... Oh yeah, I absolutely can. Oh. Okay, maybe I can't, but... If I do... Could hop in this, hole here, this Korok hole. There we go. And we get that. Ooh. No, you're normal. Okay, I was just like... Are you? You're not a silver. You're too... It's too early for silver. For silver, guys. Huh? Oh. Oh. Hi. How are you? Hey, you wanna give me more things? Oh, hi. You're here too. Okay. Nope. There we go. It's always funny when they just poke their head up and it's like, what? It's really easy though. Take care of them. Hello. Goodbye. Gonna give me arrows? Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Alright, so, as we were here just a few moments ago, or a few minutes ago at this point, Cass is here, Cass was here, and he's no longer here anymore. we're gonna call our horse. Well, actually, no, we don't need to do that. But we will follow this way. Did I ever get a picture of an acorn? No, no. Either way, that's not the rune for it. Oh. There is one for an acorn. It's like so funny because like there's certain things that you can pick up that you can get them, but then there's other things that you don't actually have a picture for them. They just kind of exist in the world. Alright, I am gonna just take it slowly across this path because there are a couple of things that I want to do. Now again, we have done the shrine that's here, and we are mostly just gonna kind of use this to just go back, but I believe that there is yes. There's a Korok around that we saw. And now these guys are probably going to come after us. Where did that go? Oh, it's up there. Okay. Oh, is that it? No. Not quite. I think it ends on the nose of the Zonai. Yes. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling that that's where that was going to end. Alright, let me take care of these guys. Oh, thank you. I'll take this with me, thank you. No, I don't have enough room. And most of this is mostly going to just be fighting Lizalfos. Trapper who was lost in Fairwood said he saw a dragon shaped rubber. Oh, well. It's funny, we just came from there. It does exist, but I would highly advise that you do not go there, because it is very dangerous. Insanely dangerous, in fact. Actually, yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to push you along that far, because we're mostly just... I think we're good here. I don't see any other monsters that could potentially cause trouble with that, especially because, you know, our shrine's right there. I think the only other monsters that there could be would be back here, because there was a husband and wife that were traveling across that were also having some other areas, so I am going to keep an eye out for them, see if there was still in any trouble. It doesn't look like they are. Okay. Alright, now we are going to probably face a couple of other things. We will be back down in this area, I believe. At least, I'm thinking that's probably what the case is going to be. At least in future. Now, there is a key thing near in the future that I do want to look into. Apparently, there is a way to get the fastest horse possible. It doesn't have a lot of stamina, but it is definitely, it's definitely fast. It's faster than pretty much every other horse. Just because of how the stats work, but I need to figure out where exactly it is. There's a specific place that you can get it, and there's only, like, it's kind of RNG whether or not you get it or not. But it only has 3 spurs, but it's really fast. It's, like, really, really fast. Okay. Oh, well. Okay, fine. Goodbye.
Thank you. I wonder if the lazy eel spiel will do me any better. What's in here? Oh, it's a Zora Spear. Actually, I want to drop that for this. Because that's something we're not going to get for a while. Oh. Wait. Go. I know how to play Breath of the Wild. I promise. Okay. Hey. Nah. Kinda mid. Oh. Okay. Do you want that? Yeah, you can have that. There you go. You want the other one there? Oh, there's Rusty Halberd here, too. Or Claymore. Now... that is to say that sometime in future, we are going to want to, get a bunch of rusty weapons and bring them up to Death Mountain with us, because there are Octoroks that can clean them for us and turn them into pretty good weapons. Pretty good weapons. I'm not going to say that they're good, that they're like the greatest weapons, but they are helpful. Right now... Oh, actually, maybe not, but I am gonna just drop this and just take a picture of it really quickly. Because the possibility that we'll be able to see one of these again is gonna be a while. At the very least, a while. Cool. Alright, back across the bridge we go. Wait, did I get this? I don't think I got this Korok that's down here. Also, while we're here, we do have to worry... Well, we don't have to worry about it, but we do have to consider that there are a couple of places that we need to go. Before going to unlock any other areas that we haven't been to. So... This is Necludo. We're actually not gonna go... Or, I'm sorry, this is another area. We're actually not gonna go here. We're probably gonna actually cut this way and then start to unlock these areas back here. At least next. But let me at least do this, yeah. I'm too low. Okay. This just has to be a good shot, doesn't it? Especially because, Oh! Almost. Hang on. I have to not fall, too. Ah! It's like literally playing basketball. It's kind of silly. Oh, yeah! Let's go. Alright, we are probably going to go other places in the central area of Hyrule. Because there are a number of stables and good areas that we could possibly get to that could also be helpful. Also, this is all... I think goblins that we've already faced before, so I think I'm going to actually take this with me. Or at least, you know, take on this one. Which one do I want to use? I think I'm going to use the Dragonborn club. Alright, come on. Okay. 2. Ooh. Okay, well, listen. No. Ooh. I heard. I heard arrows that I don't actually like. I heard an arrow charging up that I most certainly do not like hearing. So I'm hoping that's not actually what I heard. Okay, there are a couple more up here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm only doing this because we are a little better equipped and we can probably take on these guys pretty easily. I think you have special arrows, don't you? No, you don't. Okay. Cool. Like, oh, you don't? Okay. Okay, smack. I thought I heard an arrow charge up. But I will take ice arrows because, those are such special arrows that do charge up. Now I'm wondering if I can get electric arrows before I need them, because I will need them for something. No. Actually I don't. I don't want to use that on you. I don't. You're not worth it. And you were also not worth it. Now, actually, there is a really easy way for us to get that 4th shrine. And it does involve us going down here. So I think we are going to just take a quick detour. Just a quick one. Down this path down here. I believe is a raft. And I just remembered I don't have the Korak leaf anymore, but we might be able to do something else to get ourselves across the river here. Uh-huh. There it is. First let's just check and see if there is any treasures that we should... Uh-huh, there is one. Oh, and there's also some ducks. Oh, is that a hardy bass? Sure is. You know what, I think now that we're out of the area that we'd be tracking them, I think I'm gonna change my sensor to them instead. Because they are really useful. And I'm gonna also bomb fish for it. Not before taking a picture of the ducks, though. Never mind. Bomb fishing. I get it. Yeah! Let's go. Fishing. Okay. Now. Gonna drop low level thing. Probably this. No! Okay. Well, actually, no, we have a way to get this back, right? Yeah. Okay, and we're gonna use this to get across the river. This is something we were kind of doing before, just not on the scale that we were doing it before. But we do have to, if we line this up just right, we should be able to pull and push. In theory. Kind of. Now we're kind of just floating out to sea here. Um. 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 Okay. Listen, as long as we get closer to the island. As long as we get closer to the island. We're not very close to the island at all. Okay. Can I... try something else here. Uh... 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 Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Can I at least... Oh, okay. Okay. Okay! And it's storming. Nice. Yeah, give me this, thank you. Can I get you? No. There's now... Well, you know what? As long as we're going towards the island, like I said, that's all I really care about. That's all I really care about. As long as we're going towards the island, I don't get struck by lightning. That's all I really care about. We're floating oh so carefully to this island, very treacherously. So how you guys doing? I just, hope everything's good. Cause, So, like, what if I drop this in the water and, the very edge and blow it up? Ah! Wait. Problem solving. Nothing. Okay. Worth a shot. Is there a single other chest out here? No. Now the wind's blowing that way. Okay. Let's see if we can swim for it. Let's see if we can swim for it. What a something. I just don't know. Goodness gracious, I just don't know. Oh no. Not in here. Oh gosh. Hello. Hi. Please, okay. I'd really like it. I'd really appreciate it if your orbs did not touch the. Okay, thank you. That's all I care about. Oh gosh. I'm screwed. I'm screwed. Well. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, let's see if we can try one more other thing. Oh no, let's just see if we can try something else. See if we can try something else. Let's see. Let us see if we can try something else. Maybe if we get up to this, ledge up here. Thing is, our goal is to get into that island over there. And for us to do that, I'm going to need a bunch of things, but specifically getting over to okay, you guys are under the thing. I don't think you guys are gonna I mean, you guys can probably fly up, but it seems like it's gonna be something for at least sometimes. Okay. This is fine. This is totally fine. I don't think it's fine at all, actually, but I'm gonna just tell myself it's fine. I'm just trying to get a... I said I'm just trying to get that last orb, so the next... When we get back to Kakariko, we just need to get back to Kakariko. I feel like that's just kind of pretty much the goal here. It's probably gonna be our end goal. But I just... want to see if we can try. Is there any food that I can cook? Whoa. Weird. Yeah, because that's definitely not going to be enough. I wonder if this hill has anything. I don't think so. Just relieve. Probably should have at least done something with Endora. Like endurance foods or something. I don't know. After that. Hard to say. Okay. Alright. Trying to think here. Is there any other place that I can go to get food? Or potentially... go to cook a meal. Okay, I guess we'll come back then. I guess this isn't super far. This is about like half of the ride, though. That's my only thing. I have no idea how long it's gonna be for us to... not get back, but, least find a place to cook some endurance items. Come on. Okay. Alright. Okay. Yeah, again, you want to just stay away from places that are just... Oh. This looks like a nice shelter, actually. I think you could probably put my horse in here, too. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a cook bot right here? Just whether it just gave you extra stamina or not. That's pretty much just kind of my thing right now. 3, 4, and a 5. Oh wow. What a mess this is. What a mess. Yep, there's like no way to figure out whether or not the rain's gonna stop. You see, if I had the regular HUD, I would, but I kind of feel like that just kind of takes away the emotions out of it, so we're gonna just have to work with things here. And let's just head over. Oh, that's scary. Right, now there's moblins over here, but we're gonna just bomb past them because I think for the most part it's really not that thing to worry about. Yeah. They're slow anyway. I don't really think I'm really that worried about them. Even the bokoblins are kind of slow. Unless they also have horses, in which case they can be fast. Not super worried about it, though. Not at all. Just hope this rain clears up. Makes everything foggy, too. Alright. So as we make our way back to Kakariko Village, I think the one thing that we do need to keep in mind is we have a what's it called? We have a couple of paths that go different places, but we're not going to be doing over here. But once we complete the mission that we have in Kakariko Village, which I believe is let's see here. I believe it's Locked Mementos, yeah. Which also talks about the images that are in here. And I don't know how much of those we're going to do. I don't know how much of the memories we're going to do. And we're going to try, but it does involve me leaving the castle and coming back out of it. So, and with no teleportation, that's going to be pretty hard. Not impossible, but hard. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Guardian slideshow. Oh, yes. Yes, the crazy lady who has the thing. Okay, we're also gonna have to do slated for upgrades, which I believe is, Just a couple of other things that we're going to have to do. 3 ancient chefs and 3 ancient cores. But I do want to get those too. But I don't believe we have that many ancient cores. We might have more shafts though. Okay, we have 3 of the ancient shafts. The thing is, the guardian parts are kind of hard to get because, like, they, especially the cores, because there's a giant core, but I have to go fight the fully sized guardians for that, and I'm not quite ready for that at this point. Eventually I will be, but we definitely want to do that when we have the opportunity to. Okay. I wonder why it's pointing that way. Oh. Alright, I forget that there's a camp, like, right there. Like, really close by. Actually, I think the rain's protecting that. So can I cook there? Can I cook here? Seems to be abandoned. So I think it should be fine. What's here? No, okay. Useful in some situations, not all. Can't carry any more melee weapons there. It's okay, we got some good ones. There we go. Okay, so we can at least start cooking, gonna cook an endurance meal. Because we do have at least 2 of those items, and we can do that with them. I don't think there's an endurance fruit, at least I don't remember. So what I am going to do is hold that, and then we're gonna just do 2 things of meat. Hopefully that'll be a okay meal. That'll give me some extra endurance and refill me when I need it. Okay. Not amazing, but not awful as well. So also what we do want to do is we have this, we just have some stamina, just regular old stamina. Don't think that there's certain things that you can do with them, certain things you can't. But we'll just cook this up and so we'll have it. Okay, cool. That's actually even more than what we need. Is there anything I can brew up? Not yet. Now, there is a frog. There's a frog that gives me, stamina. I could probably brew up a potion really quickly. In fact, I may want to even sell some of these parts because that might be more helpful to us. Oh. Nice. Okay, so that was a critical cook. That means that, anything that was going to, that means anything that I cooked there, was actually superpowered a little bit. Which will happen from time to time. I think I'm going to chop down this tree, though. But, well, actually, I feel like that's not a great tree to chop down. Maybe there'll be a better area in which we can do that. There isn't a place that I can... No. I want to see if I can get up here, though. Oh, I can. Oh. Okay, maybe not. Well, I mean, I can, but, like... There we go. Just to see if there's anything up here. Okay. Perhaps not. Alright. I'm gonna get going because this guy's gonna shoot at me. Or not. Appreciate that. Thank you. have a feeling that guy might be... Okay, I don't know if that guy's resting or if he's a Yiku clan member, but I guess we're gonna find out. Oh, maybe not. Okay, maybe he's not actually a Yiku clan member. I was worried about him. Grow some meat to get your strength back. In fact, why don't let you give me a second? I'll sell you some meat. Oh, currently the finest meats. I'll see some meats. Oh gosh, it's not what I meant to say. Nobody was around to hear that, right? Right? Right.
Ah.
Okay.
Ah.
I'm all good.
Ah.
Be a shame if all the meat went to waste. Why? Literally, why? Okay, I'm gonna run back to my horse. Alright. On we go. After that awkward interaction where I thought he was a Yiku clan member. Yeah. And an even more awkward conversation. Okay. What did I see? Oh. It's like, what did I see? That was a... No. Oh, no. Okay. No. Circle back around, buddy. This way. There we go. We'll continue on. It's just a really rainy day. Just gonna continue on to Kakariko. Looks like it's finally letting up. But also, I do want to see what is up here. If it is helpful to me, then I definitely want it. Nothing. I feel like I hit that before. I feel like I hit that before. Okay. Thank you for waiting for me. And also, I learned something recently. There is actually a camp underneath this bridge. In fact, I think I'm gonna go there now. But yeah, there's a camp under here. And the rock is filled with algae, but there's also some things down here. Some roast bass. Pot lid. Another thing. Is there a rock under this rock? No. But I was wondering if that was ever the case. I'm gonna break open this. Oh, roasted crab. Well, and some rupees. I think, what else is in here? I have 2,000 rupees too, so we should probably be able to, buy some things that are useful to us. Is there anything else I can potentially cook that would help me out? I think there's some honey glazed meat that I can make. I think I will do so. Lovely. Yes. Oh, wait, are those the frogs? Those are the frogs. Wait, hang on. Yes, those are the tideless frogs. Okay, so this is a tideless frog. And what they do is they give me stamina. Actually, possible I would like to. There we go. Not ideal, but gives me them. I wonder why you can't make frog legs in this. I feel like that would probably make the most sense, other than just putting them in stews. Okay. If that... Okay, I was just like... I was about to say, if that hits me... Oh my gosh. How? Let's see here. Let's see here. I think I'm going to just make the food that I just made. Just to get me back across the lake here. I think. I'm gonna keep getting hit. In fact, actually that's helping me a little bit. Okay. And of course it's finally stopped raining. Goodness gracious. That's an armored card. Okay. It's just like, so that's a hearty bass. I would really like it. Of course it finally stops raining and then I can climb directly up. But no. No, no. Not this time. Alrighty. Alright, to Kakariko we go. Except, do you have to get this bird? Possible. Blue sparrow. Perfect. Got it. Gonna fly away, and that's fine. But there are also some ores here, and if I can sell more ore to the lady, then I will definitely have some more money to buy things with. Armor specifically, because I need armor. Wait, that's an amaranth. That's an amaranth, get it? Because there's an amaranth, and then there's armoranth. It's a pun. Because it gives you defense up. Okay, come this way. Where? Okay. Go there. I'm gonna just collect some herbs here. Take only what you need. It's a good approach to foraging. Okay. Alright, now I am gonna probably stop intermittently just to get some things that are along the path. Oops, sorry. That are along the path because I would like to get, you know, at least if there are any, like, ore deposits or anything like that, I would like to get them. Just things that are of that nature. And I think we are going to go along the Lanayru Promenade. I know that that's kind of a risky move. And I think we might also have to try fighting the Lionel as well. But we'll just see. We'll see, we'll see. Boom. Things of Amber. How many of those are we looking at? A good amount. But we will sell monster parts and ores just to get us some money in the meantime. Of course, like we said, both of these, not like we said, but like we saw before. Both of these items have their uses. It's just a matter of getting them, like what we need for right now. Getting what we need for right now. That's what I was trying to say. Huh. I want these arrows out of here, though. At least that's what I want. Oh. No, not talk, but take. Ugh. What if I do like a perfect fall? If I do perfect fall. Ah. Tried to get it. I tried to get it. Alright, I'm really worrying about one arrow, so we really shouldn't do so. Alright. Let's trot into town here. It's actually like 10 o'clock already. Because I spent like an hour trying to get that. Get that arrow. I just really would want the arrows. We have these. Okay, I don't think that that's open at this point. Maybe it is, I don't know. I do wonder. I haven't seen you around here before, but there's something so familiar about that face of yours. Okay. Oh, yes, I remember now. It was long ago when the calamity hit, but you look just like the swordsman who was trying to stop. Apparently that was me. Really, the same swordsman from way back then. Apparently. I don't have many of my memories, but that was apparently me. Sword that seals the darkness. Trained with swift carrots instead of a blade. Okay. That's what my grandfather used to say anyway. It's just so funny about, like, joking, and then... Right, okay, so... Alright, so that's the carrot guy. There's also a pumpkin guy in town, and they don't like each other. It's kind of like the joke. Like, that's like one of the, like, little gags in here. Okay, but we have to talk to Impa. Huh. I heard Purr was giving you the runaround, but you seem just fine. Oh. Okay. Now then, let me see. Uh-huh. This is without a doubt the camera that the princess... It's not what that says. It's not what that says, and that bothers me. Aha, this is without a doubt the camera that Princess Zelda used 100 years ago. It could be that if you visit the locations within these pictures, you'll be able to restore some of your lost memories. Come back here once you have tried to going to at least one of those locations.
Oh.
There's something I wish to give you. Ah, wait, okay. Right. Oh. Okay. So that's pretty much all we needed to do here. However, there are some side quests that we can do, and I do want to see if I can do one of them before. Never mind. We don't have time for that. Okay, so, now that we're here, now the reason why I rushed over here, now the world's about to reset, we're about to get more, we're about to get the enemies that we just, got rid of respawned. However, right now is a fantastic time to cook meals because, you actually are guaranteed a critical cook. See? Like that. Okay, so this is something that you want to do, usually, is that if you, like, right before, like, right as the moon is just about to eclipse at 11, at, like, midnight, you want to, go ahead and go in here and cook any meals that you'll probably need for the next little bit, because they are going to be really useful to you in this amount of time. Anything you can cook, you want to do it. Now note, you can only carry up to 2 pages of meals. This includes... Now this also includes, so like, I think these two, like I believe it's 2 pages, but this also includes, things like that you just cook over an open campfire, which is like, you know, roasted bass, like, or, you know, any of the blackened crabs, or if you just, roast one of the apples on there, those still count as meals. So you do want to just, you know, keep that in mind and just make sure that you are, you know, if you're gonna not use them, just eat them before, the next blood moon. And yeah, so basically, you can see now that I'm getting 21 meals. And you can do this all the way up until, like, the clock actually rolls over to midnight, on the blood moon night. But yes, it's very useful to do, if you have not done it yet. Like, it's just something very useful to know. So if you're near a cookbot, I would say drop everything that you're doing and make sure you, you know, make sure you cook yourself some meals. Spam that button, you know, spam the button to cook. Anything you want to do, press pause as soon as you're ready. Anything like that. So let me tell you how this will help you. I've done it many a time.
Huh.
50 seconds. Hey, hang on. It's pretty lame. Alright. Now keep in mind it is probably going to roll over at some point, so just, you know, do what you gotta. Up until time. Elixirs also work. But yeah, this is just a great time to just kind of get everything, food-wise that's in your inventory or otherwise, just, you know, get it out there. You know, cook it, make sure that it's all useful. think that's actually gonna make seafood paella. I'm not sure. Or maybe I mixed rice balls. Oh, seafood rice. Okay. Anything else I can cook? Anything else I can cook? I have about 7 more. Now, once the blood moon passes, you're not really going to have a window after that to do it. There isn't really one. So you're just going to have to go with what you're given. But we don't need to watch a cutscene again. It's basically the same. But there you go. So you can see, compared to the ones that I made before, all of them actually have an extra heart. So you can see that, you know, there's a couple of these that I cooked before. That one has an extra heart. So now, so 2021, 2021. So it is worth it a little bit to do it. But yeah. Everything's respawned, but, you know, you have everything. Okay. What's up? Oh, it's you. Great timing. I have some news. I did more research on the regarding the Great Fairy Fountain, and I have a lead. However, although I know of the spot where it's likely located, it's really hard to get there. I'm not sure if I can do it. Even if it's just a picture. I'm dying to see it. I'll help you out. Oh, I knew it. I just knew there was someone like me nearby who appreciates true beauty. Sadly, I can't pin down the exact location of the Great Fairy Fountain. I haven't put it all together yet, but there's a suspicious place I have my eye on. In fact, I was about to head there now. Would you like to come with me? Sounds great. Great answer. Just what I expected from you, fellow beauty connoisseur like you. Alright then, follow me. Okay. Made the mistake of asking the same person the same thing multiple times. Oops. It's already strange to this village, but now I'm a suspicious rumor to them. But it helps me track down a beautiful... If it helps me track down a beautiful landscape, I don't care what people think of me. No. Aren't you a Sheikah, though? Like, this is always, like, something that confused me. Alright, now this is not the nighttime thing I wanted to do. So we'll see if I get to it before time is up. We're gonna follow up here. Oops, oops. But yeah, just follow him up here. This is seriously gonna rain again. It's like it just cleared up for the blood moon and now it's gonna rain again. It's so annoying. So annoying. Now for the most part, unless it's like an emergency blood moon, which can kind of happen sometimes. Like sometimes the game will do things to reset itself. And triggering a blood moon for itself is one of those things. But it also will always, as far as what I'm aware and as far as what I've experienced before, it will always be a blood moon. Like it will always be a clear night for a blood moon. So that is at least something that I have noticed. Great Fairy Fountain should be along the path that leads past the shrine. That's what I've been told anyway. Yeesh, I'm out of breath. That always happens right about here. I think I'd better rest for a bit. You better go on ahead. And hey, if you find it, don't forget to get it. Don't forget to get a picture. Sounds about right. Ooh. Oh. Yeah. Alright, thank you. You probably didn't yield as many because you already saw me, but it's okay. Blue piece. They're useful. Alright. Zoom out and let's take a picture of that. And there's new fairies there. There's another fairy there, so I am probably going to go ahead and approach with caution. With care and caution, because I do want these fairies. They are useful. One at a time. One's really high up. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to get to it. Maybe I am. Okay, cool. They're extra lives, basically, so especially this early in the game, it's definitely useful for us to have it. Okay, I don't really have any armor to upgrade, but I am going to give this guy his picture. I'm going to see if I can go back down the mountain and go back into town and see if I can do that night mission. If not, then I will do it another night. Yeah, because it looks like the sun's coming up. Congo. Someday I can hope I can see that place spoken in whispers and veiled in mystery. The Great Fountain. Oh, I found it. You found it. Are you serious right now? And if you are, then where's the picture? You remember to bring the picture, right? This is a Great Fairy Fountain. It's certainly beautiful, but I thought it would be more sacred and elegant. Well, I'm impressed you found it. I want to give you something to show my appreciation, but I don't think I have anything on me. I know. If there's a place you've been seeking, I've traveled all over Hyrule, so I may be able to help you with that. A large gate with a snowy mountain beyond it. Oh, I know that place. There's a big mountain east of the village. It's called Mount Lanayru. At the base of Mount Lanayru, on the west side of the nature snowfield, lies that gate. I'm almost certain. I gladly knew about that location. I suppose my help was useful then. Alright, cool. Cool. Found it. Also, that's the main quest. It feels like it's not really one, but it's awesome warning, and I think... I have missed my window. It's 3:35. Maybe... Not gonna get them. Okay, maybe I'll take one Uber now. Hello. Hey, who do you think you are? Oh, sorry. Huh? Isn't that a Sheikah Slate? Could it be that you're the legendary swordsman that Grandma told me about? The one from the Great Clan? That changes things. Huh, I thought you'd be a lot older. Honestly, it's hard for someone as young as me to imagine the Great Calamity. By judging by the look on your face, I suppose it's hard for you to imagine it too. Seriously? Well, I suppose there are a lot of crazy things in this world that are hard to grasp. Oh, my name's Lassie. I run a clothing shop in the village with my older sister, Claire. Oh, okay. Perfect. Well... Okay, so I guess I hadn't introduced myself to her yet. That makes sense, though. Got a picture of this, right? Yeah, we did. Okay. I think I've already talked to her. Wait, sorry, just give me 1 second. I don't think this is going to be a Be Right Back screen, but I will let you guys know if it is. Well, actually, it is almost time for me to end stream, but I did want to probably go a little bit longer, but maybe I'll try to be earlier on Sunday instead. I know that this special schedule has kind of been like a little bit weird. Like I haven't been able to keep to schedule, which is not really ideal and not what I wanted. But I'll see what I can do. Okay. Um. Okay. Cool. Um. But okay. It is now the morning. It's about 5:10 a.m. in the morning, but it is morning. By this game standards, it's morning. I think I can. Oh, I can. Okay, 500, 700, 600. Okay. Alright, let's get the full set. I believe we have enough for that. Even if we don't, should we have just enough? Alright, perfect. Alright, perfect. Everything here is part of the specially curated Clary collection. Please take your time looking around. I'm gonna sell. Nope. None of those. Sorry. No, that's some exotic fruit. Okay, I'll sell one of those. Yep. No, not all of them. Yes. And we pretty much made our money back already. We keep 10 just as like a contingency, just in case things go a little wrong. Okay. $20 of those. So it's... Actually, the teeth are more expensive. Right, the teeth sell better. But, you know, still in the meantime. Okay. Alright, what is the Clary collection? The Clary collection is a high-end collection curated by me, Clary, but of course. I personally selected each and every item here using my flawless fashion sense. It's all highly recommended. Each item has its own unique features and abilities, so take a good look. Goodbye. Alright, and is this Rumor Mill? It is! Oh, it's Volume 1. I don't think I've ever read Volume 1. Okay. Who loves gossip more than a solid 3 meals a day? Tracy, of course, and anyone else reading this, I'm sure. Today's top gossip spot is the Lover's Pond. Legend says that those who find this pond are sure to... Legends say that those who find this pond are sure to also find their true love. Sounds worthwhile to me. Tracy's recommendation, 5 stars. Funny thing, we already did that, so don't really need to worry about it at this point. Okay, so we don't have either of these, right? It looks like... no, we are wearing the pants. We're wearing the pants right now. We should probably get the hood. I am probably going to hang on to the, the climber's headband that I have right now because the climber set is useful. And I'm not going to walk around in the rubber set, even though I do have that right now too. But I am going to see if I can do something about the upgrades. Now the good thing about being in Kakariko Village, up here, right where we were, is that is actually the function of the Great Fairy. Now I don't believe we had the, what is it? How do you say? I don't believe we actually had the materials to do what we needed to do up here. So, at least before, because, you know, we barely discovered the world. But, you know, we've kind of been over here at least a good amount. So, there's at least a good consideration to just kind of maybe see if we can do some things here. So, upgrade these armor pieces. I like to sort them by their set. I would like to at least change shirts here, because I am pretty low defense right now. Alright. Okay. Alright, so what can we do? Oh, okay, so we need yellow choo-choo jelly for this. Now, there's a way that we can do that. There's a way that we can easily get that. But we do need to kind of wait a little bit before we can. But there is a relatively easy way of doing it. Alright. Okay, so we can have 5 of these. So the bokoblin, so you can see that the monster parts are also used for these as well. But in my opinion, it's still okay to sell them. I don't think I've ever really maxed armor unless I absolutely needed to. And there is a Hateno armor set that we also need. We also haven't gotten yet, so that is something to consider as well. But yeah, we still have some. You know, we're just gonna just get this done. Now they do, like, again, like she said, there is a set bonus for some of these. Now the Hylian set, just like the regular Hylian set, doesn't have anything to do, for that. So I don't think it's really worth it to do that much unless you really need like a set that has a lot of defense. Ooh. Talking for 2 hours gets to you. But it is helpful in certain senses because certain times they will grant you like a bigger bonus effect, like it makes everything faster for you, or you can, like in the set, like I think in the example of the rubber set is that it pretty much makes you immune to electric shock. But I actually don't quite remember if that's correct or not. However, we do need to find the other fairies before we can do any of that further. Alright. This always takes a little bit of time, but now we have a stealth set, and having the stealth set is actually really useful. Because it's a stealth set, we don't actually, we're able to just kind of wear this, and then we should be able to sneak up on, you know, we'll have a lot easier time taking pictures for the compendium. At least in that sense. Now, I think I do want to pull up the resource map here because, like I said, I don't know if we're going to be able to complete the compendium just because of how much it demands of us. But let me see if I can pull it up here. Okay, let's see here. I don't know how much information that this tells me. Like, I don't know if it tells me what weapons the Lynels have. Maybe this one does. There's a couple of maps out there. The good thing is... Oh, this one does. Okay. So, you know what? Let me just put this in chat because I think that this is probably a helpful resource if you do ever want to play this game. People have made maps. Oh. Ash, thank you. Thank you, Ash. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. But I'm gonna drop this in chat. If you ever, you know, play this game or you were looking to do certain things in the game, this is a good resource. Or at least, you know, there's a couple of them. There's also this one that I use just to figure out where things are, just in general. But this one actually, like the one I just posted before, also gives you information on where you can find certain things if you need to do it. Like if you need to find that. So that's also a Google search away, but also it's, you know, kind of a useful thing. So what this is telling me, now what I wanted to do really quickly is just figure out where there is a Lynel, just a couple of areas where can look at things. So what I'm looking at is the Lynels that are here. So there's a regular Lynel down here that has a sword. Now Lynels carry 3 different items. Or I think they carry at least... I think they... Wait, how many... Yeah, they carry at least 3 different weapons. They can carry a sword and shield. A sword and shield. A spear. And a club. And the clubs are kind of rough. In that kind of sense. Well, actually, the clubs are all of them are rough. Like Lynels are just rough, and actually 2 of them are required in the final boss. Well, they're not required, but they are definitely something that you don't really want to mess with in the like, and they're actually like in the end of the game too. So it's just very annoying. Now, what's slightly unfortunate is that we didn't actually. There was actually one with a spear that we bypassed because I just felt like I wasn't really ready for it. There is something that we can do instead that might actually be able to help us get some weapons that might, what's it called? That might be helpful to us. Now, I think that there's the 3 that I am interested in taking on for the purposes of our adventure here. So I need to go find one that has a crusher, one that has a sword and shield, and one that has a spear, because of the compendium. And I have to do it before we do the first divine beast, because if we don't do it before the first divine beast, then we're pretty much locked out of getting any of those weapons at all. So, we have our work cut out for us. Okay. So, listen, so, like, you know, basically, what am I saying? Exploring has its benefits, but it also, you also have to kind of be careful about it. And I also don't have a picture of a Silent Princess. Now, this is supposedly Zelda's favorite flower in canon. So, can also track it with the compendium if you so like, and if you so choose. Now, I believe that there are still also some carrots back here, yes. So these are Endura carrots. They are useful as well. They usually grow around the Great Fairy Forest, or the Great Fairy Forest, the Great Fairy fountains. And they're also useful for that as well. Sometimes I like to track them because they are kind of rare. And they are really useful. They essentially give you that extra little bit of stamina. And it's kind of like the heart stew. It's kind of like the heart stew. Except it does the same thing for your stamina as well. So it's really useful. Okay. So, I can see that there's a hardy radish up here. There's also a squirrel. I'm going to try to take a picture of the squirrel. Bushy-tailed squirrel. There we go. Cute. How cute. Okay, it's gonna run away from me, but I don't really care because I got a picture of it. Yay! Go away. Thank you. Okay. So I'm gonna go get my horse, and essentially last thing we're gonna do, is we're gonna go across the Lineru Promenade, which is, that path that leads back there. Now there's gonna be a lot of fights, gonna be a lot of enemies, gonna be a lot of, different, things that I do have to worry about in regards to what we're gonna need to do. But I'm gonna probably try to avoid most of that if I can. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to bring my horse with me, because having the horse with me, for the most part, is going to be helpful. Now, hopefully, also, hopefully when we come back, it'll also be nighttime. Okay, here we go. Thank you for waiting.
Oh.
You taking a break as well, Link? You... Sorry. Are you taking a break as well, Master Link? If so, allow me to introduce my precious daughter, Coco and... Katla? Coco and Katla. Any moment I can spend with my girls is a gift. I always end up boring them with the same stories, though. What stories?
Oh.
There's a shrine right above this hill guarding the Sheikah's tribe. Sometimes the forest behind it, you can hear a woman sobbing. That's the story I'm telling the kids. Right? That's the story I'm telling the kids right now, anyway.
Oh.
Actually, the location I speak of is where the village's guardian spirit resides. But lately, monsters have been lurking there, and it's become quite dangerous. I'm scaring the daughters so that they won't go near the forest. It works on Coco, but for some reason it just excites Katla. So the woman sobbing is actually a great fairy, but we already know that, so. Whoa, 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 whoa! Where you going? Where you going, buddy? That's the edge! Homie. Homie now. Come on now. Alright. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I, went that way. It's not where we wanted to go. Where are we gonna go? That's this way. Alright, haven't we been back here yet? I don't know. I feel like maybe we haven't. No, this is actually kind of our first path back here. Now there's a couple of things that we can do back here. There's actually 2 shrines. There's one, up this way, and another, underneath the waterfall here. What we're going to try to do, I think I'm going to try, you know, I think I'm going to go for this one. This one's relatively easy. Oh my gosh. When the family celebration, listen. There's at least one, I think this was the only opportunity that she could raid me and it not be like, you know, like a really weird time. But yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, goodness gracious. Like that's pretty much like what ended up happening. Let me see here. But yeah, that's pretty much what ended up happening. Okay. So yeah, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try the one that's up here, the special mission that's up here, and if we don't get it, I'm gonna try to go to this one. Now this one, about this one, the Lanayru Promenade is definitely something, and it's not something that I really want to do with it. There's a Lionel, like, literally right here. So, we'll see. Now, we're definitely gonna do what we do usually, and that is to get Koroks and other things that we can spend, or, you know, at least get some money from at a later point. But here we go. Found me. Yay. We have 35 of those. Whenever we find Hestu again, we're gonna be definitely hitting them up. Alright. Rock salt. Okay, so there is one thing that I am probably going to go ahead and do before I bring my horse down here. And it's something that we haven't done yet, but that I am going to do since we have the opportunity to. You can see that there's a bunch of things up here. It's funny how he turned to face me. He's not actually coming over to talk to me. Never mind, because I'm just here to hit some rocks, get some flint, get some rock salt. Oh, and there's a Korok here. But where? Oh. I don't remember this one. Where'd that go? Oh. Oh. I have no memory of this one. That's the start of my holiday. Oh. Well. It's the middle of my holiday, actually. Seems that way. But thanks for sticking around. Now, I am definitely going to be... I don't know, I've been having a little bit of difficulty sticking to the special schedule because I've just had a lot of time that I've been using for other things.
Oh.
Also, did you notice? He changed outfits. He was wearing a helmet before. So you can tell. And also, there's a couple of, like, just, like, key things. If they're just in the middle of nowhere, like this, that's a sign. It's not always one, because they will just stand at the edge of pathways and just stay there. But they also change outfits. They also just stay in one spot. They always stay in one spot. They usually won't be laying down, but I think one or two of them do. I can tell you trained your body well. I'd say you're familiar with both sword and bow, correct? What do you mean? It's a good skill set. Why don't you join the Yuga clan? How about I pass? What? You're refusing? Why don't you at least hear what I gotta say first? The Yuga clan, it's a powerful, brave group of warriors founded by Master Koga and dedicated to defeating a hero thought long dead. I will take your life. Yeah. Okay, so these are Yuga foot soldiers. They teleport. So I am going to at least but yeah, they basically yeah, the thing you do have to kind of be careful of is that they will teleport, but you can get them before they do that. They also drop rupees, so they're also a good source of rupees. And they also drop mighty bananas. So you're saying, so if you remember me, like when we were in Farron, when you can see that there was a lot of bananas growing there and that I didn't grab them, this is why. Now this is only the beginning, and that is not the last we will see of them. Most certainly not. Most certainly not. Okay, but I am going to cut this grass away, just so I can get a good picture of it. Now, slow weapons are not a good thing to use with them. I do recommend either a short sword, or or just a relatively fast weapon, because they move fast, they move quickly, and the vicious sickle does do some damage. So, just things to keep in mind. Now, we do have slightly stronger weapons, so I am going to hold off on that. But basically, anytime you fight them, you can get a vicious sickle. It's relatively easy to get. Okay. So can I call my horse? Can I call my horse? Alright. And they respawn with every blood moon. So we still have, you know, a good amount of time before we have to... where that'll respawn, especially because we just had a blood moon. Okay. Alright, so the promenade's that way. We're not going to go that way right away because, like I said, there is a shrine up in this direction that I would like to try to get first. Okay. Well. Alright, now there's a person over here that is not a Yiga foot soldier. But also there's a lot of deer. And it'd be something we need. A wanderer. Hey, hello.
Hey.
Oh, so you heard me humming, hmm? I'm Eric. I'm traveling the world on a journey. I'm traveling the world on a journey of self-discovery. I'm heading for Zora's Domain now, but I'm lost. I was just about to give up. But then, like, I heard a voice coming from the North Tower. Crossing the Rulata River would be next to impossible, though. Rulata River. Rulata River is the wildest river in Lanayru. You'd be risking your life if you tried to swim across it. If you want to go north of it, you'll have to... If you want to go north of it, you have to walk patiently to Limebeck Island in the east so that you can circumvent it. Is there something else you'd like to ask me? North Tower? If you continue north from here, on the other side of the Rulata River, you can see a huge tower on the opposite bank. I thought I heard a voice coming from the top of the tower. I wonder if somebody's up there. I guess Zora's Domain. Zora's Domain is the home of Zora. It is a town in Lanayru. But crossing the Rulata River is impossible. It is a hard place to get to, so I just gave up altogether. Okay, I guess that's all the information they can give me. Good luck on your self-discovery, I suppose. Those are radish. Iron Shroom. I think that there are some other, what's it called up here? Oh, there's a Korok. I don't think I'm gonna grab it. But I'm gonna grab a Hearty Truffle. Ah. An all familiar sound. It's Cass! Found a bone. Oh, pardon me. I didn't think anyone was around. I knew we'd meet again. Though I'd never imagined it would be here. I know a song about this place. Would you like to hear the ancient verse passed down within this region? Let's hear it. Okay, excellent. Without further ado, once again, I cannot sing this. The beast that wears a crown of bone, prancing through the lush green. Trying to see if I can scout one out. Not the beast. The plan is to learn for only them the shrine is seen. So that's what we gotta do. I suppose those lush greens could refer to this place, but what sort of beast wears a crown of bone? There's definitely a secret hiding here, but it's beyond me. May the light illuminate your path. Okay, so the crown beasts. So I do not believe that these are the goats. I mean, they could be like the goats, as in like, you know, the best ever, but like not like that. Like the greatest of all time, but that's what we're needing here. So what we will do is what I believe. I don't think we can mount the goats. I don't think we can mount the goats. I think the goats are just... No, they're not mountable. However, the deer are mountable. And I think we just need to find a... one that has a... That deer is a... Oh, no, it's not. Oh, that's a silent shroom. Do I have a picture of silent shroom? I do. Okay, he's mine now. Oh. So what we need is that guy. It's funny, because there's so many of them near... What's it called? I can't seem to find them when I need them. But the thing is with them is that the closer we have them, is that like once one gets activated, then the rest of them will kind of like chain activate. So, or at least not activate, but like once one gets startled, then all of them will get startled at the same time. So we do have to just kind of keep an eye on it. Now, luckily this area spawns like so many of them, so it's not even really that big of a deal. Just like the mini game. But a lot of them are does and not bucks. That's a female deer and a male deer, for those who might not be aware. The thing is, there's usually a lot of deer in my area where I live. So they're relatively common occurrence. I just need to find them for this case. They do startle easily. They have been hit by cars a lot in my area. They get hit by cars like all the time here. And so it's a little scary. It is a little scary, and actually, you know, there's actually like deer signs in America, like in a lot of places in America, because like it's just so they're kind of like out of population. Like we kind of like, you know, capture and unfortunately unalive a lot of their natural predators. So they're kind of overpopulated because of that reason. Oh, I didn't know they sit. Just looking in that top right corner up there. If they can sit. But I'm looking for the males. Alright, so they're kind of like the funny thing is they're kind of like, what's it called? They're kind of like the horses, but they're a lot more easily startled. Like a lot more easily startled. Also, there's these up here, and you have to like shoot the pots that are flying around. But I'm not gonna do that because that's like really hard to do. Okay. There's one over there, but I don't know if I'm gonna get to it. I don't know if I'm gonna get to it, honestly. I'm really gonna see if I can try. Just seems really quiet. There's Death Mountain. Death Mountain is glows quite brightly at night. No. Why? Literally why? Like, do you need to be here? I don't think you do. Like, in fact, you're gonna just make it worse. Wow. Wow. Literally. Okay. I broke that. No. 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 Stop. Stop it. Stop that. Okay. Now there's a buck. It's the only buck I've seen for a good while. And I don't want to have it run away from me. So I'm wearing the self suit. No! No! No, you idiot! No, come here! No, don't you jump off that. No! No. Ugh. I hate you. But yeah, you see what I mean? It's just like they all kind of just go, oh my gosh, really? Really? Why? Literally why? I just want to know why. I definitely don't want to be there. Another one spawn, please. Really appreciate if one other one spawned. They're so delicate. They're so just like jumpy. I think I'm gonna, okay, I don't think this one's noticed me yet. No, it hasn't. Chill out. Chill out. Chill out. Chill out. Chill out. You have to be so quiet. Okay, this should help. This should actually help. The fact that this is the one helpful thing about it raining. Is that now it probably won't notice that it's up on me. That I'm up, like right up on it. Then I can... Now, yes. Oh. Oh, I thought I was gonna need to... Oh my gosh. I thought I was gonna need to do anything else. I thought I was gonna need to do something else. To get to that. Ooh. Okay. So now we have an animal with a crown of bone. Oh. Okay. There we go. We did it. Figured out the riddle. And we got it. And we got it. And got the shrine. Okay. Ding. I get it now. The crown of bone refers to antlers. Of course that's the mountain buck. Those majestic creatures are a bit like kings of the forest, aren't they? Your exploits here could be their own heroic song, you know? Take care and may the light illuminate your path. Take care and may the light illuminate your path. There we go. Because we have prime meat, I really should. Ugh. That prime meat and you're overpopulated, I really should, but I'm not. I'm not. Alright. We have now a new shrine. We have a new shrine. That means fourth. What's it called? We have a fourth spirit orb, and we can probably get some more stamina, because we're going to probably need more stamina at this point. We don't have to worry about hearts for a while, at least I don't think so. At least with our durians and everything we have with durians. Going on with the durians. Okay. So we do actually have a... So we do have this going on. Okay, Ancient Trifle. Oh, wait, I think I remember this one. So, essentially, this one's kind of tricky because you have to... So this path, right, this pillar right here moves around. So we do have to call it back to us. We do need to place... this metal block onto it. The thing is... The thing about, this metal block... that we need to... make it so that it turns at the right time. So the good thing is we have that, but we also kind of need that metal block for a couple of other things. One being... that switch over there. Now we could use that, we could use this, this chest that's right here, but I don't think that that's necessary. That was stasis. I think I'm gonna just use stasis to solve this. Almost fell off the edge. That would have been annoying. Thunderblade. No. Actually, no, we need one wooden weapon, yeah. Yeah, we do. Alright, well, good to know that that's there. I don't know when I'm gonna be back here, but... Alright, so the cool thing we can do with stasis is that we can just unstasis it, and then we're good. No, I hope we're not too far away from this to... Oh, no, we're not. So yeah, you can just use stasis on this, and that's great. It's a really useful thing. Now we're done. That's a much easier way of doing that. I know a lot of people like kind of forget about stasis and just kind of struggle with that, but if you, use Correctus, I'd really like to not say Correctus. If you use it correctly, then it can usually be pretty helpful for you in that regard. Alright, so now that we have this, I think I'm going to leave you guys on the cliffhanger of whether or not I'm going to go fight the Lynel. I know. But, I think it's probably best if we head back to Kakariko Village, and then we'll probably start earlier on Sunday. In fact, I'll see what I can do. We'll either start earlier on Sunday, and then hopefully, we'll try to do that. Because I did start late today. I didn't mean to start late. I was waiting for food, and then I never got the food. I got the food, like, way later, and then it just kind of messed me up. So that kind of, like, was where that it sat upon that. So I was just kind of, like, a little bit discombobulated, and then I just kind of started stream late, like, way later than I wanted to. But I think we're going to head back to, I think what we're going to do is we're going to head back to Kakariko. I'm going to head back to Kakariko, and then we are going to go ahead and end. But in the meantime, we are going to see who we can raid. Wait, where am I going? What happened? I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna stop. We're gonna get our extra boost of stamina. Because again, we won't need to worry about hearts for a while. And then we're gonna come back to this on Sunday. And we are going to continue by doing something else. I think I'm gonna raid into Mad Taz. He's playing Story of Seasons. Yeah, I think I'm gonna raid into Mad Taz and see what he's doing, and probably just leave you guys with him. In the meantime, I will see you guys actually tomorrow for Splatoon. We're gonna be doing... We're probably gonna just be playing, so they'll be open, you know, playing with viewers. If any of the new people who came in from Cat Stream play Splatoon want to join, you can actually ! Friend code right now if you really wanted to. And pretty much just, you know, it is pretty much open to, for people to join. It's always pretty much open for people to join, but, yeah, I'll be playing tomorrow at 3. And then, I think after that, like, New Year's Eve, I have something to attend to, so I will not be streaming on Friday, but Saturday on New Year's Day, I will be, streaming this again. Wait, is that right? Wait. I know my own schedule, I swear. Oh gosh, no. Sorry. My schedule. So I remember it. No. Okay, wait. No, tomorrow's Friday. I keep thinking today's Wednesday. I kind of need to not do that because, like, Saturday, I actually have something, like, really big to attend to in, Dance Group. So, that's just kind of, like, what, needs to kind of be, happening. Okay, so we said the stamina vessel. Yeah, we said stamina. Yes. Alright, thank you. So, I think that's about what we're gonna do. Yeah, so Saturday, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I need to do for Starshine Theater that we're pretty much is going to take up all of my Friday. I don't usually, like, do any, pretty much all of my Saturday. Tomorrow's Friday. I don't usually have a lot to do, but it's definitely going to be something where I would rather, do that. So, you know, anybody who, you know, came in or is just, you know, stopping by and wanted to, you know, see anything like that, let's at least transition to just chatting here. Let me go ahead and save the game. Let's go to our chatting music, and then before I let you guys go, I will go ahead and good. I think so. Okay. So we'll be back with this on Sunday. On Sunday. Right? Yeah. Back with us on Sunday, not Saturday, because Saturday I have something else going on. Tomorrow is Friday. Today is Thursday. I don't know when that got away from me. It's just kind of been a little bit weird. Maybe I need to go take a walk tomorrow, even though I've been doing things all this week. Like, I've left the house, like, pretty much every day this week, and this is, like, the only day I haven't. I think I need to turn down the music a little bit, because, wow, the old Kakariko music, even though we're in Kakariko Village now. You know what I mean. 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 We played Ocarina of Time. We played this game. If you missed it, too bad. But you can actually go watch it on my VODs channel on YouTube if you really wanted to. Anyway. Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow we're picking our Splatfest team in Splatoon. That'll be at 3 p.m. Eastern. Friday there isn't a stream. Friday I do have to attend to some Starshine Theater matters. Exclamation point dance group if you do want to know about that. I do recommend it if you like Revue Starlight, or if you like anime in general. I think you should definitely do that. Saturday. That's Saturday. That is Saturday. Sunday. We'll be back with this. Sunday we will be back with this. We will go to that other shrine. In fact, there's 3 more shrines. And then, we'll try to take on a Lionel. We'll try really hard to take on a Lionel. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. But we have to believe in ourselves. Otherwise, what else are we going to do, right? So, I will see you guys tomorrow for Splatoon. I will. And I think that is it for me. We're gonna go ahead and raid Mad Taz if you guys want to join the raid. I misspell that because I've been misspelling a lot of things lately. I'm flubbing over words too, but overall, that's it from me. I'm going to go ahead and send you guys over to Mad Taz. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, evening, or otherwise. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 3. Hopefully. Yeah? Think so. Okay. I don't know. Go to Mad Taz. Hang on. Okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay out of trouble, okay? Bye.